The British summer has finally arrived in all its glory. Temperatures are soaring into the high 30s, that's the high 90s for those who don't use the metric system, and we've proved once again that we are almost good enough at tennis. Yes, on the 8th of July, Cameron Norrie lost by 3-1 against Novak Djokovic in the semi-final of the men's tournament at Wimbledon. Or so I'm told by the BBC Sports app. I've never really followed tennis, to be completely honest. Like most people, I watch Wimbledon if it's on, and I regularly shout, "Come on, Tim," regardless of who's actually playing, but this year was a little different. See, on the 7th of July 2022, a mere 24 hours before British hopes were dashed once again, Taurus Games and Calypso Media dropped Matchpoint Tennis Championships, a video game about tennis, and video games I can do. Retailing at $34.99 or $39.99 for the Legends Edition, Matchpoint is a career mode based game wrapped in an arcade game skin. You can play quick matches, both locally and online, but other than that, the only choice you have is career mode. And since that is very much what this game is centred around, that is what I've focused on here. Before you even begin to create your character, I cannot recommend strongly enough that you play the tutorial. The control system in this game is novel, at least for the inexperienced like me. Now, what I'm about to describe might well now be standard practice in the world of virtual tennis, but since I haven't played a tennis game for about 16 years, it's all new to me. Movement is pretty basic. The left analog stick was literally built for this job, and you use the face buttons to select the type of shots you want to play. But after that, things get a little bit more complicated, because you also have control over precisely where you aim the ball, and not in the usual "it goes where the left stick was already pointing" kind of way. Once you select your shot type, the left stick is no longer used for player movement. In these moments, it takes control of a small target on your opponent's side of the net. In the milliseconds you have before hitting the ball, you position this target where you want to send the ball. On the face of it, this seems like a really cool system, and when it works you do get a huge amount of satisfaction, especially if you send your opponent scurrying to all corners of the court during a rally. But when you're in the middle of a tense point, the purpose of the left stick suddenly changing can mean that before you have chance to think, you're sending what should be an easy match point into the umpire's chair. Fundamentally, I think this system puts too much on the shoulders of the humble left stick, and instead of streamlining gameplay, it kind of makes each shot more frantic and frenetic. Maybe the right stick for aiming the shots would perhaps have been a more logical choice? I should point out, this is not a new system. I distinctly remember the PS1 football game Three Lions using a very similar system for shooting, and it was just as infuriating and overcomplicated then. After the tutorials, once you start a career mode, you get to the character creation screen. Now, for a game that has its main focus on the single player career mode, there is distinct lack of depth here. You can choose the shape of your head, and each head shape has 3 skin tones, and that's all, so only certain head shapes can have certain skin tones, which is problematic. But you can have any hairstyle you want, except bald, because why would anyone want their tennis player character to be bald? But your clothes can be any mix of colours you want, so yay for representation? This might sound like a bit of a reach as a criticism, but since career mode and inputting yourself into your dream tennis career is quite literally what this game is about, then the restrictiveness of the character creation screen becomes a serious point, and the fact that Matchpoint has such a shallow and, in some ways, prescriptive set of character building tools says a lot about the level of thought, or perhaps lack thereof, that went into this game. Once you have created your Wish.com version of yourself, you are thrown into your fledgling tennis career. This runs as you would probably expect it to. Enter tournaments, travel the world, do training, improve your player, take the weight of the nation on your shoulders, become the face of Strawberries and Cream, lose in the semi-finals on centre court. You know, that old chestnut. To be fair, this is pretty well implemented. A variety of tournaments and stadia are available, although the Andalusia Open happened in Cordoba, which is wrong by definition, and they do have some licensed players for you to face off against, 16 to be exact, 11 male and 5 female, another victory for representation. However, Tim Henman is one of those real-world players, and he retired in 2007, and while more modern names like Nick Kyrgios and Heather Watson are in here too, notable absentees are Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, the Williams sisters. You're probably starting to get the point. I will say this for Matchpoint: I had fun playing it. There is enough good material here to make this a playable game, and even for someone like me who's not an ardent tennis fan, the feel of smashing a cross-court backhand past a stricken opponent, or catching them flat-footed with a perfect ace, manipulating and manoeuvring them around the court with your perfectly placed and tactically calculated shots, all of that is replicated here to such a degree that it does really get your blood pumping. But beneath that, there are too many disappointments, too many restrictions, too many niggling, unforced errors. While I did have fun, and that will always earn you points with me, for a game that is centered around its individual career mode, Matchpoint just does not have enough variety and detail to score anything more than 5 out of 10. I've been Chris for Invicta magazine, and thank you for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed it, please do give this video a like and a share. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and keep up with all our latest content. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, plus we stream regularly on Twitch, and you can find all those links in the description below along with our website. See you next time. Goodbye for now.